Sup shredders, my name is Logan aka Spiderhands and welcome to SP Reviews, where today we're going to be checking out a newly released one from an actor named Tortuga Shades, and this track is called Comes Around. So we'll switch over to here to Spotify where we've got this on display. We're going to listen to this track from start to finish. You can see here we've released a few other tracks like Real Estate, Future Thoughts on Migrations, and yeah, we're going to hear what we think. Let's go. I'm liking that kind of swingy kind of ride groove with these extended chords on here. Kind of a bit like a radio filter or something like that. Bit of LP kind of crispiness to it. It's very fresh, I think, isn't it? Yeah. Oh. I love this. I love how crisp those acoustic drums and bass are. I love the vocals, how they sit in the mix. Really gorgeous texture to the singing. Great staging, yeah. Nice little fill there as well. There's so much charisma within this. There's so much energy. I'm loving the vibes in general from it. I know vibes is such a sort of generic word nowadays. I don't know how to describe the personality to it. It's like kind of like a person who's suppressing their kind of like energy levels to kind of just like be like, yeah, no, I'm totally chilling this moment right now. We're totally just grooving, totally not inside, just like really kind of hyping it up. The vocals actually recorded really well. They're sitting really well in that mix. You know, there's dynamic range in there. There's sort of shifts in the loudnesses there. Everything feels nice and comfortable in its position in a stereo field. Oh. Chorus? Chorus. That was a dope little bridge there, eh? That's cool. It's great that you can't predict which part is which. I'm glad that you've got that staging there. You've got little breaks in there to kind of spice things up a little bit. It's criminal that these guys... Like, I think they're releasing an album soon. I'm not sure if these are albums. They sound like they've been playing together for quite a while. There's an obvious sort of chemistry there. It's really easy to tell that these people are really competent musicians. The performance has been basically flawless so far. Nice harmonized vocals, they're soft, man, sultry. I haven't really heard this kind of vocal timbre before. I'm kind of enjoying it. It makes you pay attention in the mix. Yeah, it's great that we're picking our moments with the repeater and not just, you know, obviously it's there to fill in space without being too overbearing or anything like that, or being sort of like micromanaging things, but it's got a real kind of 90s kind of sort of like late acoustic kind of, I don't know how to describe this, kind of like an alt rock kind of funk. I don't know how to describe what they do. Bridge again. Solo. Yep. Got a bit of a stank to the solo, I dig it. Playing one of those pentatonics. Nice hammer on pull-offs. I don't want to interrupt this. I'm really digging it. I'm vibing with it. I wasn't sure if there's a little bit of resonance in some of those tom fills there for a moment. I really do adore how that last kind of like that chorus bit after that solo came in, like with those kind of male sort of backing vocals and like that a little bit more intensity, a bit more grit in that introduction back into the main sort of vocal melody in that. Ooh, more of these harmonies. I just love it. They're sickeningly sweet, man. There's like lounge and soul elements combined with like funk and sort of like sort of like alt rock without just rock in general. I this is a mixture. I'm trying to sort of understand the style of music this is, and I think it's just a variety of different shades of similar colors. I adore, I guess, indie. I don't know, like man, I know that the last thing you want a reviewer doing is putting an act in a box, so I'm not going to. I don't know why indie didn't spring to mind. The performance, the recording, the production was so clean, man. It was so cool to listen to such a slick mix, and all the instruments had like room to breathe in it. It was it was lovable, and I'm gonna need to listen to the verses again just to get like a bit more of a grasp of what this track is about, because I don't feel like I got the whole picture. But there was just so much like ear candy to take in, you know, like there was so many different interesting things occurring. Like I liked the drum fills, I liked the different sort of bit vocal peaks and troughs and stuff. I like how the energy level shifted. I like how like that 4 minutes felt like two. Like the track made the most of its time. There was no filler or whatever. It's such an expert sort of way of songwriting it. If there was anything at this point, it's literally just some of the toms sounded like a little bit resonant in the mix. Like they were like maybe 0.25 dB a bit too loud. But aside from that, it's really cool. Like I'm really, really happy with this. So it's like a 9.975 or whatever out of 10 or whatever. I'm gonna go back. I'll be back in a sec.
So why not sit and think and drink and take it in?
So when we say like, why not just sit and drink and take it in? Is it like about the habit of going out and kind of coping with the day and the everyday grind? Is it like whatever has been afflicting her in like the verse and stuff like, other than the bridge, sorry, has whatever sort of like dramas occurred there, you know, sitting in and kind of drinking, you're sort of like coming to trying to cope with the pain and the guilt of what you've done. You know, like trying to understand how what you've done has had consequences on other people. And the bridge is what's occurred to the woman singing this, I assume. And then and the chorus is like, yeah, but it comes around. So you're going to have to deal with this at some point. You're going to have to face the consequences of your actions.
It's easier to sink back into what feels right.
Easy to sink back into what feels right. So is it like if the room's spinning, is it like trying to get out of it, the situation, and it being too hard to sort of leave? Is this about some sort of like, I don't know, I like substances or something like that? And like, is it literal in regards to the drinking, like trying not to drink and stuff like that? But it's easy just to sit down and just kind of not try to step away from that. I don't know. I can't get over how funky that bass line is. It's gorgeous. I adore how much energy there is in the bass line. How much is going on in it? How we're not just running those chord and no grooves. We're running with the kind of 16th. We've got some 16th notes going on in the bass line, and the way it's been played, you can hear the notes individually, and it's so important with the bass. It's so tricky to get the notes kind of like you can, if you don't address the muddiness that could come with the bass tone, it could be a real mess. But they've worked well with that low range to get it sounding really dope. So like, is this like, listening back to the first verse again, is this more sort of about, it's a tricky one. The tricky one, I kind of feel dumb because I can't figure this out. I think there's a little bit of sort of like mystery. This like it sounds like it could be like quite a personal experience to Tortuga Shades. Or maybe I am just overthinking it. Like when coming to sit down next to you, and maybe it is like a reliance on something else, but and it's trying to get away from that, and maybe your interaction with that thing is causing you to have troubles, but you just come back to it in the end because that's what feels safe. That's my best guess, because otherwise this review is going to go for a very long time. I love the vocal stylings. I think there's a really competent technique on behalf of that. I think that the vocals alone is like the way that the song is sung, the way it's communicated, and the stylings, and just the fluency and the effortlessness of that part of things will be something that people will enjoy within Tortuga Shades' music. The guitar work is sublime. The guitar solo was fierce, man. I love the tone of it. I think it suited it really well. It shone without being too overpowering with all the other elements. The drums and the bass, were not only just foundational, but they also had their own moments. They were allowed to be their own characters in the story. They weren't just backing everyone up. Some of those fills and lower light bass licks were just dope. And yeah, again, as I mentioned before, the song felt like 2 minutes because of how it was structured, how much was going on within it, the changes that occurred. It was just, yeah, really, really clever songwriting. Comes Around is an excellent track. This is one of the longest single reviews I've done. I just wanted to kind of get as good an understanding of the lyrics as I could before I sort of finished for the day. But hopefully you enjoyed listening to Comes Around. By now you might have heard it twice over because I'm not sure if I'm going to edit out the song parts that I have mentioned, but I think I might. Who knows? You'll know if it's included or not. But thank you very much for watching this review of Comes Around by Tortuga Shades. Hopefully you enjoyed it. Please do go and check out the social medias and the Spotify. Stay cool, stay safe, and please also remember to support your local musicians and artists at this point in time, as they need all their help more than ever with all the crazy stuff going on in the world. Catch you in the next review. Spider hands up.